something that you can deal with. Even if you have to use vegetables, sometimes you have to use vegetables to start your detoxification. Nothing wrong with that at all. When you do, I suggest you take your fiber out. No question about it, because you're going to slow detox with the fiber. Too much digestive energy, too much. So you want to definitely juice your greens, but you might have to take off on a vegetable fast, adding whatever fruit or berries you can tolerate, and just go that way for a while. Use your lymphatic formulas, get your kidneys and adrenals, and go that way as you dig deeper into your body and you go deeper. Then you add whatever fruit you can and go a little deeper. Maybe do a little water fast or two for a week or so, and 2 or 3 days even, and you just keep pushing yourself down that road, detoxing yourself little at a time, little at a time. Pretty soon you're more and more fruit, more and more fruit. You're getting deeper in the body. You're getting deep stuff you never got before. You're getting more energy, and everything is good. So sometimes you have to do that. And this is important for all you healers out there. Is this, yes, this isn't, some people have just stamped fruitarian on me. Well, that's because I believe in that level of lifestyle. Can we accomplish it in this particular day and age? Doubt it. Excuse me. But we certainly can get close. We can certainly have that as a huge part of our lifestyle, along with nice big salads and green drinks. I mean, you can't get more nutrition than that. You want to get to what suits you after detox. I mean, tear this detox apart until you're so healthy you can't stand it, because as you come out of this, you will balance out and find you want to adapt a lifestyle that suits your consciousness. So it's not something you're having to do. It's something that you do because it's part of your psychic now. And that's why I keep pushing on these high amount of fruits and berries, because if I can push you long enough, you're going to wake up to a much higher world where you'll be able to maintain a much higher level of consciousness and have a more omnivorous, maybe, not with the meats and the dead tissues and the eggs. You still got to look at the chemistry of all that, but in terms of having more vegetable matter and stuff, and having a balance in that way, even to the point of having some cooked foods. Some of you in northern climates have to have some cooked vegetables and stuff. I have absolutely nothing wrong with that, but you got to have some living food as well with this, so you have some life and nutrition with that as well. Nothing's perfect here. This is all just different states of consciousness, and everybody has their own thinking. That's okay. A lot of people like the paleo diet type thinking. Perfect. Good. Stay over there. That's okay with me. Not rational for the high level of health and consciousness, but certainly okay for some people. I don't care. Same thing with fruitarianism. Fruitarianism is not for everybody either. No question. Average person couldn't handle that level. No question right now. This earth has not grown. It's too low in consciousness. So as we grow, yes. But have fun, because there's nothing any better tasting than good organic. And I bite my tongue because I've been buying good organics down here and they suck. Yeah, I appreciate this. Nukleur. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate you all. You're going to see me get a little quirky once in a while. I'm pretty strong in my convictions, But I try not to be strong at all. I try to be open to all these things. But I've looked at these things. I mean, when you see me now, you're just seeing what you're hearing. But we've had a lot of years of learning and going through these things. And I'm not going to spend the rest of my life digging into this anymore. I'm quite happy with this level. It's a great level to be at. There's no ceiling to this level, so you can take it on up there into worlds of granular. I mean, it's unreal where you can go with these things. And so, I'm just an old farm boy that found raw foods and fasting and fruitarianism, learned a little bit about chemistry and how you detox people. Looking skinnier. CB, working on it, man. Working on it. I know I'm overweight. I know it's been hell, but I'm working on it. Been working on it. Now that we got this move about over, my God, what a lot of work. I moved so many big trees, you wouldn't believe it. I got some ponytail palms that are bigger than this ceiling here. Then I've got big queens that are twice this size, and I mean, I've got some Requinata species and Perota species that are multi-stemmed, just beautiful pieces. And, I have quite a crew moving everything. So I love to move trees. Mutt Lang, he'll move trees with helicopters. This Mutt Lang, quite an environmental guy. He's like me. We like to bring in nature and make it. When I went to his house, which is Eileen Lang's house at the time in Switzerland. This is, Shania Twain and Mutt Lang. And what Mutt did to that mansion was just eye-dropping. It was like, Mutt, you've done everything I want to do with the place, but to have the funds to do it, of course. But my God, the gardens and the flowers and the plants. So this is a mark of very spiritual people, very godly people. That's what you see with Eileen and Mutt. They're very godly people, and so they surround beauty around them. That's what we do. We bring beauty, higher levels of consciousness, and of course, the part of the Radha-swami, you don't eat any meat or eggs in the Radha-swami. That's, as you get in the higher levels of consciousness, that's not permitted to have these kind of foods because these masters know what they do to you. But thank you there, CB. Man, are you a wicked player? I'd like to see you hunk down on that piano, bro. Someday we'll have a massive, excuse me, maybe we'll do what they did on the Giant Leap, Everybody record a little bit and we'll put it together in a mass orchestrated video. That would be pretty cool. You got the drums, you got the piano, you got the guitars. Overcome obstructions. Hey, Dr. Morse, this is Mark. Hey, Mark, here from Nashville. My mother's having pain in her left back, knees, and hips. She has had both hips replaced. Well, Mark, right there. And the next thing you're going to see, is this your mom? You're going to see kidney failure, which is what she's in already, but you'll really see it when an ankle starts swelling. And you got to back up. That's why the lower back, that's why the knees and the hips are going. It's all what acids do. It's all what the lymph system does, man. And of course, that's why you're here, getting yourself back well. So the medical docs at Vanderbilt said she is bone on bone causing the pain. Poor girl. They have shot her up with cortisone many times and want to replace her knee. She also has gout and 2 large deposits around her knuckles that are about golf ball size. Ouch. She's 83. What sort of herbs, glandulars should she be on? Appreciate your comments. Hey, Mark. Well, go after your mom like you go after yourself. Basically your mom's just like you. Go after her kidneys. Big time go after her kidneys. Kidney number 1, liquid kidney number 1, capsules. Go after the lymph. Give her lymphatic 1 capsules. Go after a, lymphatic 4 at first. Really tear it up. Move her lymph. Excuse me, whether at age 83 she has the tenacity and focus to get all raw and do all that to rebuild the knee, she might serve herself better to go under the knife and have a knee replacement at the same time, clean it out, get the anesthesia out of her, rebuild her adrenals, get that nervous system up, get that parathyroid going up so she doesn't so she can rebuild anything that needs to be rebuilt. At the same time, you want to move her lymph because she's just going to still keep losing body parts. And of course, these golf balls have got to come out of the hands. I mean, that's lymph, lymph, lymph. This is how we go to Hellville through Lymphville, and not good. So get your mom, if she will, going somewhat with that. Definitely, you use a glandular for the Calma Plus, and then the something for the adrenals, a desiccated adrenal if you want, really pick that up. Of course, get that uric acid out of her. She probably has too much fungus in her too, so really, because there's another side effect of meat eating is uric acid, so get that uric acid out of her. And you want to use Parasite M anyway, no matter what. She's going in surgically and everything else, and you want to help all that. So take off, Mark. Alrighty, this is California. You guys come up with some interesting stuff here. You guys keep me hopping. Hey, Dr. Morse and everyone. Hi. Would someone please give me good responses to those who ask me, where do you get your protein? And what about B12? And I can't eat fruit because it interferes with my medication. Or I can't eat fruit because of my diabetes. These are questions I get most when they learn I'm eating just fruit for now. Thanks very much. Keep on doing what you're doing. Thank you, California. Well, we've talked a lot about this protein myth. And it's just such a myth. When you look at the digestion in the human body of protein, what's the bottom line to protein digestion? You got your polypeptides, peptides, and then what do you get next? Amino acids. And amino acids is what most animals, or how most animals get their nitrogen, is they go through the air, of course, but also through proteins. I'll say the cat family does, and some of the omnivorish family does. For the primate and the more frugivorish families and the herbivorish families, there's plenty of amino acids. I mean, when you look at some of these, and a good example would be more the orangutans, which are most exclusively frugivores. Not heavy, bulky muscles, but you don't mess with an orangutan, man. They're going to rip you apart like it was nothing. And these little babies, watch these little Discover channels, and they're playing with these baby orangutans. It's like, oh, wow, ow. You know, this is strong stuff. So make no mistake, it isn't the amount of amino acids that you get, it's the fact that you get some. They're not the prime need, though. Sugar is the prime need, which is carbon. That's prime need. You have to have that or death is imminent. So we are carbon prints, not nitrogen prints. We're not acidic bodies. That's our problem. We have become acidic bodies. So the idea for protein, and I think I put it in my book. I've broken it down, but I could add 2 more pages of that. And maybe someday I'll write it all out for you and we'll go over here the negative aspects of protein eating. And the list is quite long of why you don't do proteins and the paleo diets and stuff like that. Doesn't lead to anything good. And again, look at man where he is now. If you compare the paleo diet to the tropical diets, you always see the longevities, you always see the sense of wellness, and you always see the joy and happiness and the less violence. It just, you see such a difference. I can't even tell you. But you're going to have to work on that protein thing. Understand the body can't use proteins, only amino acids. Meat is secondhand protein. Get into the fact that sugar and oxygen are the main constituents of cells for ATP, adenosine triphosphate, B12s. That's a byproduct that comes out of the adrenal glands. You see people on raw foods here where their B12 is skyrocketing. You see, I mean, this idea of needing meat for B12 is ridiculous. That's the biggest war there is out there, and I've talked a great deal about it. I'm not going to say any more about B12. If they're stuck on these things, and let them. In terms of now adrenal glands, when you have excuse me, when you have type 2, that of course is the adrenal glands. Even fruit and even vegetables could create some higher sugars, only because it's sugar metabolism issues, and of course your starch is always going to kill you. But in type 1, where you are having true insulin problems, then your fruit is by far what we use on every type 1. Every type 1 we have worldwide is on fruit, and except for 1 or 2 cases that are extreme, having even difficult, but their blood sugars are still at 200, down from 600. But still, we have some problems, but 1 or 2 cases out of, we have 100 maybe type 1s, and most of them are all controlled well at 100 with all fruit. So it's just understanding simple sugars versus complex sugars, first of all, and then fruit pathway versus glucose pathway. You have different opposing views on that. My understanding, and I think we proved that quite a bit, that fruit doesn't require insulin, that you can't break a simple sugar down into any more simple sugar, because there is no way to break, you wouldn't break a superior sugar like fructose back into a glucose. That wouldn't be